guys, Tales from Cranky Gamers. Very different video. You're actually seeing my face for, I think, probably the first time on a review video. So apologies for my winter look. It is winter, it's my Santa look, so apologies for looking like this. In all seriousness, guys, I've got to do this video because you guys have absolutely pummeled me with emails about this device. Before we get started, all you guys and a lot of you, especially from the US, I got quite a few emails this week regarding the Dot, which is the little baby version of this. Now, I said on the show that it was standalone. I'd read that on a tech review. It is not correct. It is a standalone product. It is cheaper than this one. Obviously, with it being that size, you guys have said, yes, it pairs to this. Some of listeners in America have actually got these connected to the main Echo, which is this one, and they can be standalone, but they're obviously not as powerful speaker. They do the exact same thing. So there you go for the Dot, and apologies for that misinformation. Like I said, I got it from a website, should have done research. But by the by, let's get to this. I've been inundated with messages saying things like, can you please tell me what it does? Or, I've seen your review, I've seen your unboxing, what does it do? I've heard you say on the show it does this, that and the other. I'm going to attempt now to say a few things to this device. Now, you don't, and I want to make this clear because I've had a message about this, you don't have to be this close. I want to reiterate, you can see my flat. This flat is 23 feet long. I have a bathroom in the back there and a kitchen to my left there. This sits on a coffee table about 3 foot away over there. And basically what happens, this recognises me from down the stairs at the bottom of the flat. I can come in, talk to it, it can start playing whatever. I've been in the bathroom with the door shut, it wakes then. The main thing that amazes me is the accuracy of this thing, the way it works, and it just listens and does what it does. Obviously there may be a tiny few questions it doesn't understand, and I go back to the original thing I talk about on the show where this is 2 months old in the UK. It's been in the US of A for 2.5 years, so it's way advanced in there. I'm hopefully going to show you some lights. Now, I want to touch on the lights before we get any further. I did buy a set of lights from a company called Wemo by Belkin they are. And they came with a bridge, a little Wi-Fi bridge, and 2 bulbs. I connected 1 bulb in the kitchen, 1 bulb in the bedroom behind me. And I got them to work. The app loaded onto my iPad. I could control the bulbs 100% with the iPad. But the whole point was to get it to work with this. And sadly in the UK, I touch on this on the show, that app is not available because what you're supposed to do is pair it up with the bridge, then you're supposed to basically go to the Echo app, install the app, and then it works with this, which I'll show you how the lights that I've got now, which currently I've only got 1 bulb in this light behind me. Hopefully you'll see it work. I have got another bulb on its way. Now the good thing about them bulbs, they're independent. They come with no bridge, but they do the same thing. They link with an app you get off the App Store, and on Android you basically pull your bulb into the light socket, download an app, and it then just talks to it. And then what you do, you go to Echo, search devices, or you can actually ask her to search with devices. She finds it, and there you go. You name it. I've named that light bedroom. I have got a second bulb on its way, hopefully going to put it in the kitchen. I'm interested if the integration will work like that, because currently, as you will see in a second, this works really well. So I'm going to kick off, and hopefully, now what I am going to say, I'm not going to be able to play music. Obviously I don't want this to get flagged on YouTube. I will play a podcast, but what you'll hear me say towards the podcast is very exactly the same to music. It's a shame I'm not going to be able to show music, because this is where this device really comes to fruition. You can literally say anything you want, any band you like, your favourite band. Now the way it works, it links to your Amazon Prime Music and it links to Spotify Music. Now they are subscription-based services. Now obviously if you're subscribed to them, you're going to get a better service with this device. You're going to spread it far and wide. Now it's got a thing called TuneIn Radio. That is a free one. So if you want to listen to podcasts or radio stations in your local area, you of course just tell it what you want and then say tune in at the end, which you'll hear me say in a second for the podcast I'm going to try. I've already been asked about my podcast, Cranky Gamers UK. I have applied for it to be put onto TuneIn. When that works, I will inform you on the show. Right now, I will actually try it But when it doesn't work, that's not the device's fault. That's the point of the show not being uploaded by RSS feed to TuneIn Radio yet and onto their servers. Now, where shall I start? I mean, I'm going to just throw a couple of commands out, a couple of fun commands, a couple of things that are integrated. Now, I'm going to let's kick off with the lights, shall we? So we'll start by doing this. Alexa, lights, bedroom, 100%.
Okay.
Now, you obviously, hopefully in the background saw the lights go on. I can also say, Alexa, bedroom, 50%. Now, there you are. That failed because I was too fast. This is the thing I have to say. Alexa, bedroom, 50%.
Okay.
There you go. Alexa, bedroom, off.
Okay.
So there you go. That's basically showing you the lights. I got a bit excited on the second one. I spoke too fast. But we'll go with the other things. And this is where you've got to realise I can do this from any part of my room, walking around or whatever. Now, a cool thing you can do is a thing like this one. Alexa, set alarm for 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Alarm set for 6:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Alexa, cancel alarm.
6:30 a.m. alarm cancelled.
Alexa, what time is it in Abu Dhabi?
The time in Abu Dhabi is 6:28 p.m.
Alexa, spell Mississippi.
Mississippi is spelled M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I.
Something I use regular on my bank. Any maths equation you can do, obviously, and something I use a lot because I shop from the US a great deal. And this is just one of the fun things I found out. And it's the kind of thing I also want to address, that when you're just doing everyday things in front of the telly, reading your iPad, and you've got a question to yourself, ask it. Like, spelling's brilliant. You also can say, and let me try and think of a word. I'm trying to think of a complicated word. What I'm trying to say is you can do definitions. So you can basically say, Alexa, what's the definition of beautiful?
Beautiful has a couple of distinct uses. As an adjective, 1. Delighting the senses or exciting intellectual
Alexa,
or emotional
stop. That's how you would tell her to stop with anything that you're doing, whether she's doing something or whatever. I'll show you how we integrate the news. These are apps that are included in the thing. So every morning you can say things like, Alexa, what's the news?
Here's your flash briefing. In Sky News.
From the Sky
Alexa,
News Centre at 2.
Volume down.
About the possibility
Alexa,
of a cover-up of child...
Stop. That's showing you one thing that I think is really mind-blowing. The loudness of the speaker is loud, but she can still hear you give her instructions. Now, the way this thing works, the speaker's below here, as you can see. Now, on top is a round circle. There are currently 7 microphones directional. Now, you may see on the camera, I don't think you can because the lighting's a bit poor. When I speak to her, and I'd speak, you'll see one of the lights on the top point. Now, that is directional. She points to where she can hear you. She can hear you over the TV, she can hear you over the noise of the speaker. It's just crazy. So let's try a podcast. Alexa, play Giant Bombcast from TuneIn.
Getting the latest episode of Giant Bombcast. Here it is from TuneIn.
Alexa, stop. There's Giant Bomb's thing. I'll try Cranky Gamers. I don't think it's on the server yet, but we'll try it. Alexa, play Cranky Gamers UK from TuneIn.
You'd like to play the program called Cranky Game UK, right?
Yes. It's not going to do it.
I can't get the program Cranky Game UK from TuneIn right now.
That is purely because it's not on the server. Now, what I will say about that, if there are podcasts that you like, and P.S. I love you is a word she struggles with, and this comes to the way that she deals with TuneIn Radio, into the app, because you do download an app for Alexa on your iPhone, Android or iPad. You go into the app and they've got preset skills that you set up. So you set up things like basic volume. You set up things like your address. Alexa, how far is it to Derby?
I don't recognise the place, but I'm working to learn more about local businesses.
She thought I asked her where a specific place was. Alexa, how far is it to Derby?
Your current location is 13.1 miles, 21.1 kilometers from Derby as the crow flies.
So she can do that. It's just the way I pronounce it. And this is another question and a good point a lot have done. You can obviously hear me in a Derbyshire accent. I don't think I've got an accent, which nobody does where they live in the UK. UK is renowned for having some amazing dialects, some crazy dialects. And I'm hearing from you guys that who have got devices like this, they do work still. So Amazon must be doing an amazing job of getting this thing to work. And I do want to touch on this. This is where I think this device is head and shoulders above any other voice controlled device. It just hears you in your voice, in the way you do things, and anything you want it to do. I'm trying to think a couple of things we can do. She also does fun things, and this comes to the skill app. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, because I don't know if I deleted it. But let's try Alexa. Play Pub Quiz.
Pop quiz by Pretty Lights from Spotify.
Alexa, stop. Now you see she was going to play music. She understood. Now I also want to say, and I say this on the show, this is about training your voice. I do make mistakes, and the mistake I made was clearly one I wanted to touch on there. I said the word play. Now she recognises the word play as to search for music straight away. So if you want to play a game, I think there's a word on how to play the game. I think it might be start. I should try that, but this is my error, don't forget. Alexa, start Pub Quiz. No, she's not picked it up. And apologies, there's a van outside that's driving me mad. It's literally below the flat, and yes, it's working. But I don't know what he's doing, he's driving me mad. Alexa, start Pub Quiz.
I will ask you 5 questions. Try to get as many right as you can. Just say the number of the answer. Let's begin. Question 1. Which of these is the main constituent of human hair? 1. Lymph. 2. Keratin. 3. Epidermis. 4. Collagen.
2.
That answer is correct. Your score
Alexa,
is 1.
stop. That is an app.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. that is an app off the store. And like I say, the apps are arriving all the time. There are main ones. You can get news feeds. I will say the slightest disappointment for me living in the UK and being a massive football fan, the sport's limited. It has got a sport, but it does it like a news feed. If I'd have let that Sky news feed carry on, I could have just said next. It would have gone to sport. There is a few teams. You can ask how Man United have done. Alexa, how did Man United do?
On Sunday, Manchester United drew with West Ham United, 1-1. They'll play this Sunday at 4 p.m. away against Everton.
So basically, guys, you are just hearing me talk to this thing and it works. Regarding going back to the lights, they also do plugs and stuff, so she can communicate with the plug. So if you've got a device that's connected to this one, you can do it with plugs. What I just want to reiterate, as I said on the show this week, this to me is just amazing. It just hears you, it does things. And what I am finding for the first time ever, such things as Siri and things like Connect, there were things we all played with and tried and did, but then in the end they just got boring. I'm finding this as part of my life, to a point of I'm waking up in the morning, oh no, we'll go back. I set the alarm in the morning. I set it, I tell her to. I go to bed, I ask her to turn the lights off. She turns the lights off. I get up, or in the middle of the night, I say turn the light on. She turns it on. I then get up, I go into the kitchen to make coffee. I tell her to, and this is one of my favourite things at the minute, by the way. Alexa, read my book.
Getting your book from Audible. Resuming Armada.
Wave arrived, bringing twice as much devastation.
Alexa,
as the first.
stop. So that's a book from Audible, again a subscription service. However, I do want to reiterate, I'm no longer a member of Audible. This is my book I've actually bought, because what I didn't know, I found out this week, you can go onto Audible's site. Yes, you can join for £7 a month, but you can also buy a book standalone. I paid £5 for that book this week, Armada by Ernie Klein, the follow-up to Ready Player One, which I have got, I think. Alexa, play Ready Player One.
Getting your book from Audible. Resuming Ready Player One. There's 2 minutes left in the chapter, and 59 minutes left in the book.
I need your help,
Alexa,
I said.
stop. So there you can see that's a book I have actually bought before. It's in my account, but you can buy individually. I'm going to leave it there, guys, because we've gone on about 5-10 minutes, and I think you get the gist of it. Music is where it's at as well. I love my music. I can literally sit here and say, I won't say a name because she hears you everywhere. I'll say Echo and then say Play Madness, one of my favourite bands from the 80s. She instantly says, finding songs by Madness, and starts playing them. You can click next, you can click skip, you can rewind 30 seconds. That regards the books, music, podcasts. It is really superb right now, and that's what I want to touch on. Right now it works. For the future, it's just going to get better. I've had some email contacts from you guys in America that are saying this thing is just miraculous. You can do things in the UK at the minute. It's got the Just Eat app, if you're a Just Eat fan, on your devices where you order takeaway. Right now there's an app on here. You cannot order food directly, like a full menu. What it can do is basically it will order your last menu. So you'll basically say, Echo, order my last takeaway from Just Eat. She'll come on, she'll tell you what you last ordered. Do you want to get it? Yes. And it will be here in 20 minutes. One other thing is purchasing. Let me try just one thing. I'll show you something she does do. Alexa, add apples.
I've added apples to your shopping list.
So she's got a shopping list in the app. So if I'm in the kitchen, I'm trying to cook, I'm missing things, I can add things to that by just saying add whatever. So you can then go back to your shopping list when you're doing your shopping. Now you can buy stuff off Amazon through this when your accounts are linked. I have done. I've ordered a second bulb last night. One, because I want a bulb, and two, to test the purchase. The way I did that was say, Echo, buy whatever the item was. She came on and said, judging by your last search, I have found this. She told me what it was. It was the thing I needed. And she said at the end, this item costs $39.95. Do you wish to buy it? And I said yes. And it's coming today. Should be here today any minute, actually. So there we have it, guys. I know that you have got lots of questions. What do you use it for is the big question with new tech. You kind of got what I'm doing here. It's part of my life that I'm using. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to podcasts. I listen to books. She controls the lights. She can spell. She can. Oh, one really thing I don't think I touched on earlier. That one I tried just on. And this is another thing. I try things that I think to myself, is she going to know? And I try it, and she does. And one was the other day, I was doing my banking, and I buy things from America, as I touched on earlier. And one thing I like to know is how much it costs. So I just literally said, Alexa, how much is $47.50 in pounds?
$47.50 is £38.27.
It's just stuff like that, guys. And it's brilliant. And I mentioned this on the show, so if you've not listened to the usual podcast, we do have a podcast, Cranky Gamers UK, every week. It's a gaming podcast, but we also chuck gadgets in like this and headphones and stuff, just because we're gadget geeks as well. I said on the show, one of the best things it did for me this week was I was watching the live Thanksgiving football game, NFL, and I literally sat here and I'd got it on the TV in front of me, I'd got it live playing, and I just said, just to test, because I was throwing things at her, and I said, Echo, what is the score in the Pittsburgh game? She instantly replied, as you've seen the speed, and said, Pittsburgh Steelers are leading currently 27-7. There is 4 minutes 43 seconds left in the third quarter. That scared me, because on the screen it was the exact time live as the game was playing. And just to double test it, I did it again in the fourth quarter. She got it spot on, not 5 seconds behind, absolutely bang on live with the TV. And this is what I thought to myself, when these apps start arriving for football in this country, like I'm a Derby County fan in the Championship. Sadly, I can't get any information on there, but these things are coming. The customer service is really good. They've got their own department. I've wrote to them to address concerns. And what I do like on the app as well, and this is, if anybody's getting one of these things, I really tell you, I know that a lot of people don't do feedback in items that they buy. This is the thing we need to. Because on the app, whenever you're talking to it, all these things I've just said on this video, if I get my app now, it will list them on there. And below every single thing I've asked, it will say, did she hear you correctly? And you just literally have to press yes or no. So if it does get things wrong, you need to let them know. Now this updates itself, kind of futuristic. Every night it updates itself to the Amazon cloud, and that's how it works. It does plug in with a cable. Somebody's asked me this. It's an electric cable. That's it. It connects wirelessly to your network. There is 2 buttons on top. One is a microphone where you can just click it off. So if you're doing something that you do not want her to hear or interfere, press off. She won't hear you. There's also an on-off button on the top. I've yet to touch any of them because I want it to be on all the time. Just finally touch on the last thing, the keywords. I use Alexa. Stop. So what I do, there's 3 set ones you can do. It's that one I've just said, Echo, or Amazon. Now I wouldn't pick Amazon because that word's used in everyday conversation quite regular. So Echo's a nice one, bit futuristic. They don't give you the option of making your own, which a lot of people I've seen complain about, but I understand fully why. It has to, that keyword in any voice recognition is the main part of this device. Now it is quite heavy. It probably weighs about 3-4 pounds. Sits nicely. It's got a rubber base on the bottom, and it's just lovely. It comes in black and white. The retail price is $149.95 in this country. However, on the Black Friday, may still be available. It went down to $119. So yeah, what can you say, guys? I mean, give me feedback. You've seen it live. Click the like, click the follow. It really helps the channel. This is why I can keep bringing these Christmas period. Also, the gaming thing is my main thing. Most of you people watching this now know crankygamersuk.net. You can email me at crankytoz@gmail.com, and you can, if you want, support us at Patreon, patreon.com/CGUK for $1. You don't have to. I'll still keep doing this because I love it. Hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you like my face for the first time. Probably not. I've scared the children, probably. But I might do this more often. Let me know about that. Give me some feedback on my face. Do you like to see it? Do you want me to do videos like this? I can do unboxings like this in the future. It's just I've never put my face on. I'm not a picturesque looking thing, as you can clearly see. So yeah, let me know. I've enjoyed doing this. I've really wanted to throw this one out. And this device, I will have to say, is probably the best technical device I think I have ever bought.